And then you got some others who are like those people who decided to stick with Maximus. And they listened to him and they formed this group, this unbeatable group. And I wonder how many of us actually today here are self-controlled enough to say we want to get in the pocket with God and follow what he says like Maximus did. So I'm going to ask you, are you like the first guy who just ran in the battle because everything was crazy around him? Are you like the other men who just don't listen, you don't care, you're doing your own thing, even though you hear it over and over? Or are you like the third one who actually are in a pocket with God? And what does that look like? Because you may be struggling with the first two and you like, okay, I hear what you're saying and that's me, but what do I do? So today, in light of the judges and the children of Israel, I want to talk about self-control. This is a tough one. This is a really difficult one to tackle. So I want to talk about self-control. How do we live self-controlled lives? What does that mean? What does it look like? What does God have to say about a self-controlled person? Is it just acting good? So that's what we're gonna do. So go back to your text in 1 Corinthians 9. As I began to study, what I typically do is I'll do a big word study, and I'll go back to the original Greek language that the New Testament was written in. And when I studied the word self-control found in Galatians 5, it was a very rare word used. And one of the examples that it said to find out what this self-control is was in 1 Corinthians 9:24. And so the definition for self-control, it refers to having restraint of your passions and appetite. It refers to the idea, it's an idea of allowing God to lead us and develop godly discipline. Think about that. It's allowing God to develop godly discipline. We're going to get into that later because that's big. God develops it. We don't. We think we do. I love how Richard Kent says it. He says, we never get anywhere without discipline, be it at the arts, business, athletics, or academics. This is doubly so with spiritual matters. In other areas, we may claim some innate advantage. Like if you are a great athlete, maybe it's because you're just born with a proclivity to build strong muscles, right? If you're a person who thinks very well, it's probably because you have a high IQ. You can process things really fast. You may have some advantage. But when it comes to spiritual matters, we are all with a doubly disadvantage. No one seeks after God. No one has an advantage to be more spiritual. Because we all start at the same playing ground. -0. Like, no, the Bible says, no, not one is righteous. No one is born spiritual. So we want to kill that off the gate. Often I look at like award shows and being an artist, so I keep up with music and what's going on, and you'll get somebody who gets an award and they might kill it at the Grammys and get award after award, and you like, dang, Sam Smith got like 8, 9 awards. He even got the best rap album. He's singing blues, right? And he didn't really get the best rap album, I'm just kidding. But they'll get all these awards, and 2-3 years later, you like, remember such and such who made? Like, you forget completely. Like, think back to the artists of the last 3-4 years, other than like a Beyonce or a Jay-Z, right? Or Mary, who you know just killing it all the time. But think of an artist who came out of nowhere and they killed it, like they got all these awards and they did really good. 20 or 15 years from then, you don't hear anything about them. They're not like Stevie Wonder level, where you know what I mean, or Prince, where you like, man, they just were amazing. And I thought about it, I'm like, man, what if one day like I win a Grammy, or I make it, and my music just start blowing up? And I do well, like I can get a nice house, can upgrade my wife's ring on the 10th anniversary, you know, oh yeah. Shoot, I have her shout if she heard that one. But what if I do really well for myself? And I said, man, is that it? well at whatever you enjoy doing. You kill it at your favorite sport. Or you're an amazing wife, amazing husband, amazing worker. Whatever you enjoy doing and you just do amazing at it. But then 15, 20 years from then, nobody remembered. I had a friend who, he was having health issues and the doctor said, look, if you don't lose weight, you're going to end up like really in trouble. Like it's going to be really bad. And, you know, I get you love ministry, but you're too stressed. He said, you know, what I find with a lot of ministers and pastors is they go, and they never rest. And all you can do for them when they die is put a plaque on the church wall. And they get dusty and nobody cares because it's God's story anyway. And they just fade away. And I said, but what if I do make it? Like, I don't want to just make it and do well. Like, I want this to be of an eternal purpose. Like, I want people to be like, man, see, Doug wasn't just an amazing artist, but that brother loved God, and my life was changed because of it.
Amen.
Like, when you leave this earth, the only thing that's going to matter is the lives that you changed and touched for God, for Jesus.
Amen.
You can even do positive stuff. But, like, if you do positive stuff, that fades away because somebody else going to do something more positive. But when somebody meets the Lord, like, I think back to my cousin who introduced me to Jesus in '99. And I was with him this weekend over a wedding. And every time I introduced him as this my cousin Al who led me to the Lord. And people from my church know, like, I was back home in Cleveland, I was very vibrant for the faith in my teen years and excited. And they would be like, man, like, yo, you really love the Lord. And so when they met him, they was